All right, hey guys, welcome to today's webinar. I appreciate you jumping on here with me. I'm going to let a couple people get on here. So first of all, webinars are not my style at all. Just kind of prefacing that right now. I feel like I do this every time I do a webinar. Like I'll start with Russell Brunson's perfect webinar script and put it all in there. And then I start working on it. I get like halfway or 3/4 of the way through it. And then I like second guess myself because it's just not me. And I'm not somebody that does the hardcore closing pitch stuff where like it's templated off of somebody else. It's just not me. So basically what you are seeing here today is just 100% transparency up front. I don't want to waste your time and I hope you wouldn't waste mine. So if this is just not something for you, I totally understand. I wouldn't want to sit through something that is not for me either. So let's see. All right, we got enough people on here. Let's jump in. Questions I will get to at the end. I honestly don't think that this really is going to take that long. It's a pretty straightforward, system. So there's a Q&A box, and just in case for anyone that hasn't used Zoom before, depending on the device you're using, there should be a bar somewhere at the bottom for Q&A. Just open that up, and then you can just type your questions in there. I see them on my other screen here, and I promise to get to them all at the end, no matter how long it takes. So here we go. Like I said, 100% transparency here. This is a 100% pitch webinar. I hate when marketers get on webinars and they make it seem like they are just like a free training, which I have done free training webinars before, and there was legit, it was 100% training. This is not a training. I will be sharing some secrets throughout the presentation, but I have goals for this. This webinar is basically a sales piece that I am using to get more exposure for my new partner program that I launched a few weeks ago. And there's currently, started with 10 spots, currently 5 left. If you want to check it out, that's the link right there. But I'm also going to give you the chance to learn everything I'm doing for my partners, but just at a fraction of the cost, because that partner program is very expensive, just because of the amount of time that is involved on my part. So that's why I'm doing this today, and why I'm making this offer. Then the offer is going to be what I'm calling my new Triple G system, 6-week coaching program. I actually had one of my longtime customers email me yesterday, or maybe even the day before, I don't remember, and ask if he could just sign up right now. I mean, not even knowing at all what it is, other than what was sent out in the email. So obviously, if you're interested in building an email list fast, that email that I sent showing the amount of subscribers I got in one day, that's enough probably to push you over the edge. So just letting you know, there are this is true scarcity, meaning like it's a very limited quantity. There are only 30 people that I'm taking into this group. Like this is not like a marketing BS scheme. I just don't have the resources and the time right now to handle any more than 30 on top of the partners that I've already promised to do all this work for. I've got in the process of hiring at least 1, if not 2 people to manage the day-to-day stuff on the partner side. But as I need to be the one to set everything up, because I just, to be true, honestly, I just don't trust other people to do it the way that I would do it. And there are little things that I do that I just can't even really remember doing that make a big difference. And I know, like, $15 an hour outsourced employees are just not going to be that detailed. So that's why this coaching program is in existence today because this new one, because I really do want to share this strategy and this new system with more than just 10 people, because I truly believe that it can change other people's lives. So that's the purpose of this webinar, is to sell that 6-week coaching program. That's the main purpose. If you happen to be interested in one of the 5 remaining partner program spots, without a doubt, go check it out. And if maybe you get into the coaching program first and then you decide like, hey, maybe I really do want to do the partner program, shoot me an email. We can talk about pricing, because you're already going to be paying for the coaching, and I'll likely be able to knock that off. But lastly, I want to be able to answer as many questions as I'm publicly able to, meaning some of this, there are privacy issues with my as far regarding my partners. I don't want to be, revealing domain names or brand stuff like that. Anything else that I can answer publicly, I promise you that I will. So next thing I want to address up front, and this is something that like I was talking about at the beginning, in case you missed it, I typically will start with Russell Brunson's perfect webinar script, and then I ditch it because it's just not my style. He usually has this slide at like the very end, which I understand, but I think it's important for you I think it's important to put it up front to pre-frame your mind for the remaining part of this webinar. So you can kind of look at it through this lens. You really have 3 options today. You can do nothing, which is going to basically leave you where you are right now. You're going to get exactly what you've always gotten. Your other option is to do it yourself, which is usually what I do, kind of a hybrid of this and the next one. Go at it alone. You waste thousands and thousands of dollars and months, if not years worth of time trying to figure this all out on your own. Ask me how I know. Last one is the smartest one. Let me do it for you, which basically is why you're on this webinar. So think about those 3 options that you have today. And it's not just even today, guys. Like every day that you wake up, you have these 3 options. That's the beauty of living in the world that we live in today, is that we do have the ability to create our own destiny. I know like that sounds like something from the movie The Secret, but it's the truth. You can wake up and choose to change your life if you want to. But that ambition has to be there. I cannot create that inside of you. I can create desire, but I cannot create ambition. So what is this Triple G system that I'm rambling on about? Well, basically a brand new system that allows you to create 5-figure per month passive income streams online in 30 days or less without any prior experience or expertise. People are going to be skeptical. I think it's even the next slide. Maybe not. Took that out. Be skeptical while, starting from absolute scratch and going to 5 figures in 30 days or less. The truth is, you could literally create a 5-figure per month income stream in one day. Take, for example, the email I sent out, the very first email that showed the screenshot of my traffic dashboard, or the ad network dashboard, where I got over 2,000 subscribers in one day. And in the email marketing world, every subscriber, this is just an average, depends on the niche, but every subscriber is worth $1 per month per subscriber. So if you have 1,000 subscribers on your list, you should be making no less than $1,000 a month from that email list. So in order to make 5 figures a month, which is 10,000, all you got to do is put 10,000 people on an email list. And you can, without a doubt, put 10,000 people onto an email list in one day. In fact, we'll talk about that here in a second. So this is the kind of the big opportunity right now. We're in kind of the middle of May 2022. There is still time for you to get in early on this massive, massive opportunity. It's an opportunity that could easily be worth millions and millions of dollars to you over the next few years. It's the exact same opportunity I'm presented to the partners of my partner program. And it's the Triple G system is the tool you use to capitalize on this opportunity. So what's the secret sauce that makes the Triple G system so effective and different from everything else? The answer is simple, really. It's the person or the avatar that we are targeting. So I want you to meet Larry. Just take, I don't know this person, kind of disclaimer. Sorry, Larry, if you happen to see this, your image was on Google. I just snagged it and put it in this Google slide just for reference. But when I went to Google, I had a person in mind because I do this with every email list I have. I create an avatar and I create what's called an empathy map. And each of these are important so that you understand who the person is, or the people are on your email list. But you got to don't think of subscribers as a number. These are people. These are real people. People like Larry. That's why that's why I go through the time and effort to create an avatar sheet and an empathy map. And I usually will print them out and I will keep them on my desk when I'm working on the business, because you got to know who you're talking to, what their beliefs are, what are they seeing every day? What are they hearing? What are they thinking, feeling? If you don't go through that process, you're severely capping the amount of money you can potentially make, because you're kind of just blindly throwing stuff out to them via email. Some of it might work. A lot of it probably won't, because you're not touching on all the emotions and the pain points that this person is, dealing with every single day. So anyway, in my mind, I went to Google, and in my mind, I had, the person that I created this around was not Larry's picture that I use. I do actually use a real picture of somebody very similar to him. That's why I'm saying I went to Google. I had a vision of who I was looking for, so that I could pull it and put it in this slide, so that you could understand who we are targeting with this system. Currently, 2022. If you're not in the States, you might not be familiar with the the amount of nonsense that went on with the election in 2020 on both sides. It's just always a heated time of the year or time of the decade, but it happens every 4 years. That is the opportunity right now. Is we are 2 years away from the next election, and people like Larry are literally the perfect prospect. So let's get to know Larry a little bit better. He's a family man, loves his country. Hold on. So before I do this, when I create an empathy map, so with the stuff I got right here, where I'm pulling this, not pulling this, out of my ass. I'm not pulling it from thin air, or I'm thinking like, yeah, he probably is a family man. No, like you go do the research, you go to forums, you look at what these people say. There are times that I've even gotten on the phone with customers that I know are my ideal prospect, just to have a conversation with them. If you can meet them face to face, it's even better. That's where this stuff came from, because I already did all of this work. I'm just associating it to a different picture, basically, but it's literally the same guy. Don't think that the fact that I chose a picture of a guy wearing this hat is on accident. It's not on accident. This is the guy that we want to go after. This is where millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars are exchanging hands every single day between this guy and all the millions of guys like him, and many, many, many other companies in America at least, but it could be other countries as well. So anyway, he's a family man, loves his country, is a Christian, defends the Constitution, volunteers in his community. And there was actually probably a total of 20 things. Those are kind of the most important to kind of give you an idea of who this guy is and how you would, find other people like him. There are things that you can identify somebody as without even really knowing them that well. And these are the ones. So my head's in the way for that one. But the real question is, what are Larry's deepest, darkest secrets? Because while we know on the surface who he is, because he's basically went out and told people all across the internet, or maybe you've interviewed him, or send an email communication, whatever. What you don't know is the other part of the empathy map, which is the feeling and thinking and hearing. It's the stuff, the nonverbal stuff that goes on in his head every single day, that leads to thoughts and deep, dark secrets that, things that you will never be able to get a truthful answer out of somebody. But by answering, by knowing what he's hearing every day, what he's seeing every day, whether it's the news, the emails, the mail, at work, he's hearing other people have conversations. If you know the stuff that's being talked about and shown to him, you can identify his deep, dark secrets. He fears for his family's future. He's afraid of being a failure, which, 99% of humans are afraid of that. You do anything to protect his family. He's scared about our country's future, which is very, very important in this niche. He knows the economy will collapse soon, also very important in this niche. And he thinks the media is fixed. That one doesn't really matter a whole lot, but I'll show you how we use this stuff, not in a deceptive or manipulative way. We use it to attract him to us and let him know that he's in the right place. He's with other like-minded people that are just like him, people that are like him. People want to naturally, humans just want to find other people like them. They want to belong to something because nobody wants to be alone. I can go way, way into the weeds in this with brain chemicals and stuff like that. But that's what I just said is basically the Cliff Notes version of that. Nobody wants to be alone. They want to be seen as part of a group, meaning the reason that Larry, or whatever his guy's name is wearing that hat, he knows that he likes Trump. He knows that he wants to make America great again. He doesn't need to wear that hat for himself. He's wearing that hat for other people. He wants other people to know who he is and how to categorize him in the world's society structure. Basically, is where does he fall in the structure? Is he this side or that side, or in the middle? That's why same reason like people wear clothing. Like I'm wearing, this is a Houston Astros shirt. I know that I like the Astros. I'm not wearing it. I am wearing it for me. I like them, but I want other people to know like that's the team I like to root for. Same goes with music. Same goes with magazines in your house. Like if you subscribe to magazines, that's awesome. But I can almost bet probably you don't read them. Not if you do, you don't read them all. The biggest reason you subscribe to them is so that you can lay them out on your coffee table so that when people come over, they know what you're into. That's how you label yourself. All the books behind me, it's how I label myself as a marketer, a student of psychology, and stuff like that. That's where the psychology is in this stuff. And it's where the majority of marketers fail, is they fail to understand people on a human level so that you're able to connect with them in your communications, even on a broad basis. You can send one email to 200,000 people, and if you know that all 200,000 of those people are just like Larry, he's going to feel like that one email was made just for him. That's why I said to never never think of your subscribers as a number. They're way more than that. You're doing yourself a disservice because you're gonna, like I said, you're capping the amount of money you will ever be able to make. So, like I said before, Larry is the perfect prospect to target. Um, and looking at all of these things, there's a number of different niches here. I'm about to go into them. Um, so this isn't just one niche that I'm in. Um, so let's just go into that slide. So what is it? How we use Larry's secrets in our marketing. So it's basically the same slide, but then I'm going to insert things here. So he fears for his family's future. In that case, he would probably be interested in some survival or prepper offers. If he fears for their future, he fears for their safety. He doesn't want people breaking into his house. He's afraid of natural disasters, whatever. He's going to want to maybe build his own bunker or have food storage, food supply, like enough saved up for whatever. I'm kind of walking you through how you identify who a person is, what their fears and their deepest, darkest secrets are, so that you can help them. You can provide them with resources. You can point them, be the middleman basically, and point them in the right direction to an offer that will truly help them. That's really what the whole point is here. I mean, we are doing this to make money. That's the main motivator for this. I'm be the first to admit it. But it feels good to know that you actually are helping people. He's afraid of being a failure. The way you help them by that is just justify his failures to him. Basically, you're saying it's not your fault. And this is kind of, I think it was Blair Warren in the One Sentence Persuasion, that little book. Justify his failures. Tell him why he failed was not his fault. And again, this stuff is not. A lot of people think that this is like manipulating people. When you look at it as just a strict definition of the word manipulate, you could say that, but you're doing it for positive reasons. You're not doing it to be deceptive and to mislead them. It's really just about helping people. He would do anything to protect his family. Basically the same as the first one. Promote more prepper self-reliance offers. Scared about our country's future. There's tons and tons and tons of ClickBank offers. Just ClickBank alone, tons and tons of offers around this type of fear and secret of afraid of where our country is headed. The collapse and the fall and potentially martial law or something like that. And that's just ClickBank. I was trying to think. Another company that I promote offers for quite a bit is Agora Publishing, which is mostly a newsletter company. They also have similar offers that are really based around the financial markets. And so, scared of the country's future, Larry might be retired. He might have 401k, a bunch of money in 401k. That could take a huge hit if something, with the country or the economy could happen or would happen. So he probably is interested. Not probably, they are. I've sold this stuff to them. They are interested in financial newsletters because they have money sitting somewhere and it's making money, and they're afraid that they could lose that if something were to happen. He knows the economy will collapse in time. So this is the big one and I meant to include a slide about this. And this is about as current and relevant as I could ever get in a webinar. Right now, today, and really this week alone, the push for gold has become insane. Experts are saying that the stock market I don't know. I honestly do not. I'm not a stock person. I don't know any of that stuff. I read some articles because I'm interested in the, where the economy is heading, mostly for these purposes. So I know like, hey, what are other people thinking? So I could give them this as an option instead. That's where gold comes in. Right now, gold is just going nuts because people are pulling money out of the stock market, putting it in the gold. I just got an email a couple of days ago from an old time affiliate marketer named Kelly Felix. He's been in all kinds of different markets, and he is tied to the company called Goldco. I think it's just goldco.com. He got an email from somebody in his network that they promoted Goldco recently, and they got one click. Somebody clicked on whatever the banner ad was that they were promoting at one click, and they made $52,000 from that click. And somebody went in and bought a ton of gold. And as an affiliate, you make a ton of money off of each sale because they're typically not just buying, $50 or $100 of gold. They're doing what I just said. They're pulling it out of places and putting it into a safer investment that has historical, there's data there, historical data showing that it does not decline as much as say something like Bitcoin and the other crypto stuff right now. But gold is nuts right now. If there's any way at all, if you get nothing else out of this webinar, look into promoting gold as an affiliate. They're not easy. The affiliate programs are not easy to get into. They aren't. Be honest with that. It's a lengthy process. Pages and pages of application. It's 5-6 days to get approved. They only want like the best people, not the best, sorry. They only want the most dedicated people promoting. They don't want junk like spam and crap like that. They want to know that you are in a market that is full of their ideal prospects. This is the ideal prospect right here, guys. So like the reason for the Triple G system, the reason for using this system to go at this target audience is for stuff like this right here. Because you only need one of those sales a month to hit your 5-figure goal. Like you seriously. And you don't even need a ton of people on your email list. Like it just takes one person who decides to pull the trigger that day. And that's a payday for you. So I wanted to stress the importance, or not really the importance, but how relative or how current it is right now today. Like if you could get in today, get in today. I will be covering a lot about promoting gold in this 6-week coaching program. It's going to be one of the, if not the, not the only, I'm not gonna say that. Definitely not the only. It's going to be the biggest thing that I'm going to have you push, just because it makes the most sense. You want the biggest bang for your buck. If you're doing the same amount of work, and you can get 100 to 500 times more money for that work, why would you not do that? There's really cool ways that you can provide value to people like Larry who maybe aren't sure about gold. You can, I don't want to say too much because again, I've already got this stuff started with my partners, but I'm going to cover it all. Everything, nothing is going to be held back in the coaching program, other than obviously the brands and the domains and that stuff of my partners. The strategy, everything I'm doing for them, I will show you how to do yourself. There's really cool ways you can help people like Larry and push them over the edge. And again, not manipulative, anything like that. It's you are, you are helping them. You're informing them to make a good, make a good decision. That's what you want them to make, the right decision, so that they come back to you for more advice and recommendations. So last one, thinks the media is fixed. Confirm his suspicions by showing him the facts. So again, that goes back to if you have not read Blair Warren. Let me just pull it up real quick because it's really like a lot of the stuff I'm talking about today. I learned in that. He calls this thing a course, but one sentence persuasion course. It's 27 words to make the world do your bidding. There's like 5 things. I'm probably not going to say it here, but yeah, it's a real quick read, but it is a really informative guide to understanding people and understanding all of this stuff, all of the deep dark secrets, and how you can help them. And one of them is confirm their suspicions, justify their failures, and there's a total of 5, I think, but it's a good book. All right, so the Triple G system was built 100% around Larry. Like I said, I guess I didn't include any of those. That's all right. I'm gonna have to go back and tell that story because I thought I left that in here, but I really got started with this. Let's see, yeah, I really got started with this back in 2019. I can't believe it's been over 3 years now. I was in Justin Brook. Justin Brook is the one of the founders of AdSkills, or the founder of adskills.com. He had a private Slack group, and he DM'd me, if that's what you call it. I don't know what you call it, but and said, "Hey man, putting together just a real tiny group of 10 people in Seattle to kind of go over like a 2-day boot camp, basically, of some up and coming emerging paid media buying type stuff, content. The whole thing was content, and the cost was $5,000, and he had like a little sales page put together. So I clicked the link, went over, and one of the bullet points was something along the lines that said, for the first time ever, I will be revealing in full detail my 10,000 leads per day strategy. As soon as I read that and got my Amex out, paid $5,000, bought first class tickets to Seattle. That sold me right there. And it was well worth every penny. Has been worth 10 times that, if not 100. And so what that was, Justin was mostly a media buyer for other marketers. He had a client who was running on Google Display Network, and he eventually scaled their campaign up to 10,000 leads a day. While that sounds like it is amazing, I'm not going to take anything away from that at all. It's very hard to do. It's especially on Google. There's a lot of time, there's a lot of money that you have to spend. There's a lot of like blood, sweat, and tears every day of doubt goes through your head every day, because you're like, oh, should I turn that off, turn this? There's a lot of moving parts. And that's only the beginning of it. I can go out and buy 10,000 leads in a day. Like I just told you earlier, I got 2,000 leads the other day. I could have kept, and my budget was eaten up by noon. And that wasn't, they were kind of throttling it to begin with, because they knew that, my daily budget was going to be hit. But 10,000 leads a day, as good as that is, that's only a third of the full equation of a profitable income stream online. A lot of people, like I said, a lot of people know how to get that many leads. They know because Justin now has like a free training on it. But what they don't know is how to take those leads and turn every single one of them into profit systematically, and continue that system and the processes every single day. It's really, this whole thing is a 3-part system, which actually has nothing to do with the triple in the triple G system. Most of my systems are 3-part, and they're all kind of the same: traffic, conversion, monetization. So traffic is getting the 10,000, or running the ads to get people to the site. Conversion is getting the traffic to convert. That's getting the 10,000 leads. Monetization is actually turning those leads into money. So like, while it was a really, really good investment for me to go to Seattle, and obviously just spending time with those guys is enough. Really good dudes, and they're really, really smart. They're, I was in my hotel room on the computer sitting there, like, I felt a little disappointed because I'm like, man, I can see how you can do it now, and I probably could get there, but that's only half the battle. Like, you can't afford to get 10,000, to buy 10,000 leads a day and not make money off of them almost immediately. You cannot go that far in debt unless you're just a company that is like a Silicon Valley company that's got some hard capital behind it. Which that's not me. I bootstrap everything. So what I'm trying to say is that this system has been 3 years in the making and has now come full circle, basically. And after these past 3 years, when I look at the system, and again, Justin's strategy is included in this, basically. Like, it's not a copy paste thing. Like, I've done it myself. I know how to do it, and I'm not taking any credit away from him at all. It's where I learned it from. But the last 3 years, I'm thinking of, when I implement this, I want to implement this in a niche, or I want to implement this to a specific avatar that is not going to be here today, gone tomorrow. Because I'm not one to spend my time on those types of niches. I want to set something up, and I want to let it run and make money for quite a while. So that's why I'm saying I built this system 100% around Larry, because that basically, he's a conservative male in the 55 plus demographic. There's a lot of them out there, and they're not going anywhere, and they're not ones who can be influenced to change their mind on their beliefs, it's hard to change anyone's belief system. But in my personal opinion, this is one of the absolute best prospects you could ever go after online right now in 2022. So the goal, obviously, is to find as many Larrys as you can, and build your 5-figure a month passive income stream around them. And 5 figures is very conservative, to be honest. Justin's client, I will say, he was also in this space. I believe last I checked, they had spent over $35 million on Google ads, because you like Google, when you run Google ads and it's in the political space, like, he was mostly political. I'm not saying at all that this is just political. It's not. They were in the political space. When you're in that space, Google has to be transparent with the amount of money advertisers are spending. It's freely available online. If you know the domain name, I don't know the Google domain, but if you know the domain name of the company running ads, you can look up how much money they've spent. And theirs was well over 30 million, if not over $40 million. And this was going back to, I think, 2017 or 18. So they're spending a lot of money, which means they're making a lot of money. And that they're a very, very, very small fraction of the pie that's out there. There's a ton of available, there's a ton of audience out there, basically, is what I'm saying. So that's why I decided to build this system around them. Call it Triple G system. I was going to explain what the Triple G means, but I feel like doing so would uh, would affect the effectiveness of my partner program. And that's really my main focus right now is them. But for me, if I the best way for me to teach is to teach while I am deep in something and doing it, because I can use what I'm doing every day for the 5 partners, and within the next week I'm going to fill up those other 5 spots. I just kind of took a break from promoting it because I'm trying to get, I wanted to get those set up and running so I don't get 10 of them that I got to do all at once. But the way for that I like to teach is if I'm in the middle of doing something, running campaigns and I'm in a certain niche, that's when I like to create a course or a training or a coaching program around it, because all the content's fresh in my mind. New ideas come to me in my sleep and I can tell you about them. If I try and go back 2-3 months from now, after I've already set up these partner sites, I'm going to forget a lot of stuff just because I have ADHD and I suffer from short-term memory loss, probably. I don't know. Anyway, just understand that the triple G part of it is very, very, very significant. It has to do with why the system works so well. You've got to follow the 3 Gs. So what this is a 6-week coaching program. So hang on a second. Move that up out of the way more. What you're going to get. So again, this is 6 weeks. I already have the whole outline because again, in the past couple of weeks here, I've been building out these five sites, and I have my own outline for it. Meaning, like, it's basically an SOP, standard operating procedure. You do this first, you do that. So I just kind of chunked them into 6 categories, or broke it up into 6 sections that I could deliver to you in the right order. So week 1, and this starts next Friday. So today is Friday the 13th, May the 13th. The week 1 will be May 20th. And these are all going to be delivered via Zoom, just like we are right now. Live Zoom webinar style. They will be recorded, so you obviously don't have to be on there live every week. But there will be, 1 coaching session per week for 6 weeks. This is the outline that I'm going to follow. Week 1, the quick start launch, where we will, I like to do this in all my coaching programs, because I've been in so many coaching programs where you have to go through the whole dang coaching program before you can ever start. I'm like, man, that's just so like demoralizing, and not demoralizing, but it like, I want to get started like right now. And sometimes I'll even put out a quick start video before next week. And I might even do that for you. I'm not sure. It might not help in this case because there really isn't, it probably isn't gonna help, to be honest. But anyway, next week is all about setting up the entire thing. So I don't want to take 4 weeks to talk about choosing a niche and then building the empathy map. And then I've already done all that. You don't need to. we just got done. We spent 30 minutes on Larry alone. I'm pretty sure you're good with knowing who we're going after. Can you use the triple G system for other niches? Yes, absolutely. But again, like I said, I've spent the last 3 years trying to figure out who the best person and the best avatar and the best niche is to go after, to build this around. Currently right now in May 2022, it's Larry. Will that change in 2025? Could, or it might not. It could be 4 times as better. Who knows? So yes, you can use this strategy in other niches. And once you see the strategy, that's going to be part of week 1 is a quick walkthrough of the triple G system. And then we'll do a full, like you'll watch me build out an entire thing on screen. That's what week 1 is. Week 2 is all about traffic. Do you need to use Google? No. Do you need to use Facebook? No. Do you need to use native ads? No. Do you need to use email ads? No. Do you need to use Bing? No. Can you use all those? Yes. It will work with any of those. There might be a little tweaking here and there, but that's what the traffic blueprint is going to be all about in week 2. I'm going to tell you the place where I got those 2,000 email subscribers in one day, where I'm still getting them every single day. It's a great ad network that very few people know about, and is like, cannot find a better ad network for this specific avatar. They live there. So that's going to be where I spend most of my time in week 2. Week 3, email mastery. This is going to be kind of the monetization. Well, there's another monetization section, but this is going to be talking about the psychology and the daily email stuff. That's the best way I can put it. This business revolves around sending emails. That's the main moving component of this business, is the email list. Without the email list, you don't have your own audience. You don't own your own media channel. You have no one to send offers to. So if you, if you don't take care of that email list in the right way, you will sacrifice the ability to present them with offers. So that's where the psychology and in the email mastery comes in week 3. Week 4, it's all about growth hacks. I love this stuff. This is, of the last 3 years, this is probably where I spent the majority of my time, because growth hacks mean you spend less money, you waste less money, you get more for your money, you break even faster, and all kinds of stuff. Like there's a lot of really cool things, and I'm going to share in week 4. Week 5, profit explosion. This is the monetization part. So remember I said it's basically a 3-component system: traffic, conversion, monetization. That's what this is, week 5. Growth hacks week 4 is more about growing your email base, growing your subscriber list without spending any more money. Week 5 is how to milk as much money, how to extract as much money as possible out of that list every single day, and while still maintaining that relationship with them. Meaning, like, you're not hammering them over the head with 3 pitch offers every day from advertisers. There's a right way and a wrong way to extract money from your email list while preserving the trust and rapport that you've built up with them. And that's going to be part of what I cover. Well, it's going to be part of what I cover here as well in week 3, but it's going to be mostly in week 5. So the last week, going to be some super cool advanced stuff that I'm actually just started doing one of the things last month, and it's insane. I'm really excited to share that with somebody. I don't have people to share this stuff with because, man, like I feel like not many people jump on the email train, and I don't understand why. I do not understand it. Total value, $9,700. These are not inflated like BS numbers either. Like if I had to create a separate training for each one of these are the legit numbers. I spent time thinking about each one of these. So in my mind, this is the real value of this 6-week coaching program. So in case you didn't see it, in the email, it was in the very first email that went out. This is results from using the Triple G system on one of the partner program sites. And again, this is the ad network that I'm going to be spending the most time talking about because it's just a perfect fit for this audience. Just wanted to, I explained it in the email, but just to kind of review it here again. This is one day. This is May 10th, whatever day that was, Monday, Tuesday. This is just one day, May 10th. Where are we at? So they call clicks, they call referrals, 16,000 clicks at a price of 13 cents a click for over 2,100 conversions. And then again, in this case, the conversion is an email opt-in. This is not like co-registration, anything, like lame. I don't want to say co-reg is not lame. Sorry. Anything that could be that marketers try and say is a real opt-in, and it's kind of a gray area for most people. These are legit. They went to my website. They clicked the ad from this ad network, went to my website and entered their email address on my website. 2,100 people. That cost, if you divide this out, to spend $2,100, exactly $1, which is crazy. That ended up exactly $1. It was actually about $1.09, I think, the day before. It started about halfway through the day before and got, I think, 700 subscribers, 800 subscribers the day before. And it was about $1.09, $1.10 at that time. But at the end of the day, it just worked out to be $1 a piece. So here is the partner for that actual site. He sent me an email. Hi, Dustin, I see new commissions in my ClickBank account. That's great. When do you want me to send you money for the ad spend? I didn't even that's part of the partner program, is that these guys don't run their own ads. I'm doing all of this. This is all me. They don't have to do any of it. All they do is say, I want to spend this much money every day on ads, and I deliver them subscribers. So I gave him, you see, this is May 10th at 9 in the morning. He already had ClickBank commissions that day. And yeah, he's like, but they didn't even pay me yet for the ad spend. So, and to be truthful, I haven't even paid this yet. That's the beauty. That's like one of the really cool things about this company. There's really actually a lot of stuff that's cool about this that I didn't just now thinking of. I didn't set up any of this. So I said, like what I just said, the partners don't set it up. I honestly didn't set it up either. I have a couple different reps at that company. They do all of this work. It's kind of a managed campaign setup for you. I just logged in and saw this stuff. Obviously I had to go back and forth. I had to set pixels on pages, and then it's connected to volume. There's a lot of technical stuff involved in that, not hard. I'll show you all that in the coaching program. So I set it all up. But they just bill you at the end of the week. So I haven't even been billed for this yet, which is why I haven't asked him for money yet. So, but I just thought that was pretty funny. He woke up and saw commissions in his ClickBank account, and he hadn't even paid for traffic yet. So we got a couple bonuses that kind of just come with this territory that I feel like are going to be priceless for you, because I've already spent probably over 10 grand already just in the last couple of weeks. Like I spent tons of money in the prior years testing all this on different niches and markets, but the templates, landing pages, stuff I'm giving you now is based off of all of these recent changes and tests that I've done. You are getting the highest converting, and these are custom, what I call triple G system landing page templates. These are not lame, HTML or ClickFunnels basic templates. They are built in ClickFunnels, but you can export them and use them anywhere you want. But they are designed to convert. So one thing, I can't really show it. That's why I didn't do it. I was just thinking I wanted to show you my conversion rate for this, meaning like, oh, you can figure it out right there. Let's do 2141 divided by 16,620. 12% is not correct. I don't know what is, yeah, I mean, that's not correct though. I don't know why. Oh, maybe it is correct. Last I looked though, it was 23% opt-in rate, which cold traffic. You know what, that might be, this is this is based off I might not have got this many clicks now that I'm thinking about it. I think I included the wrong column here. I took out a bunch of columns that just weren't necessary in this report, but I think I included the one that they show like total number of clicks, but you don't get charged for all of those clicks because they're either not, they didn't want to say fraudulent, but they couldn't be calculated into the advertising because they didn't know if it was a real person, maybe, I don't know. But there is another column. I promised that the opt-in rate was over 20%. That's the thing what I was talking about was these pages are designed to convert. And they don't just pop out of my head and at the highest converting rate. I tweak them over time because I every week I go in and look, okay, what's the opt-in rate? And why did it go down this week? And was that mostly because of mobile traffic? If it was, then I go look at the site on my own mobile phone. I look and say, oh, well, if I move that up a little bit higher, they could see the whole thing. Maybe that would improve conversion rate, and it does. So these have been tweaked over time. That's why, it's not just some lame template I bought that I'm giving to you. Same goes with the email templates, and even better are scripts. In this specific case, I don't use a lot of actual copy, meaning like words. I never, other than just the emails I send to you, as far as internet marketing, digital marketing go, I write those emails. In every other single niche, I never sit down and write an email ever. If you've been through any of my courses, I call it creating. I create an email because I'm typically pulling content from elsewhere and I'm creating it from that content, and then I send it out. All that matters is that you understand who your prospect is, what they are interested, like meaning who they are, why they joined your list, and what they would be interested in opening an email about to find more information on. If you follow that simple guideline right there, you will have a thriving email list for many, many years. So all my email templates in this value is based on, if I were to sit down and create these for somebody, I've never done freelance copywriting for email, that is. I have written a few sales letters back when I thought I wanted to be a copywriter, but I hate clients. So the money wasn't worth it, even if it was a lot of money. But if I were to sit down and actually write an email, that's how much I would charge basically for these templates and scripts. So so just going through all that again, get the quick start, launch, the traffic blueprint, email mastery, growth hacks, profit explosion, advanced secrets. And then the bonus 1 is the landing page templates, and bonus 2, emails, templates and scripts, total value of over $13,000. Again, it's not a made up number, guys. Like there's no point in making it up because it is a real thing. Like I can put numbers to these because I've sold a lot of these types of courses and resources before. I know how much people are willing to pay for them. So my question to you is, what would an extra 10 grand a month do for you right now? Just think about that for a second. Maybe allow you to quit your job, move your family in a bigger home, take some nice vacations, or even buy that cool car you've been eyeballing. The biggest thing though is being able to live life on your terms. And this is something that I feel like I'm not good at appreciating every day. I feel like I take it for granted every single day that I just get to wake up and walk to my office about 20 steps to go to work. And then I can just leave whenever I want. I can work whenever I want. So I worked last night until about 4 a.m. I was working on these slides for you and working on some other stuff. I actually wrote a song last night, which is kind of weird and not relevant at all to this, but first song I ever wrote in my life. I was not in the mood to sleep. So I walked in the office and got some work done, wrote a song, and then got a couple hours of sleep this morning. But my point is, I can just get up, take a break, go out in the pool. I can go to the lake, go to lunch, whatever. I don't have a boss. If you're kind of new to my world, me and my dad have a online gardening business. So we teach people how to start their own backyard nursery, grow and sell plants. And we're 50-50 partners in that business. So if you want to call him my boss, you can, but that business, I've automated the heck out of that business. We used to have 4 or 5 employees doing a lot of work. Now it's just me and him because I've found ways to automate what they did so that I don't have to. Uh, so you can call him my boss, maybe if you want, or maybe my wife even, but she would never say that she's my boss. So really though, there's no way that I could ever explain the feeling of being free from a job and obligations every day. Like the other morning, I was up early. I decided to take the dogs out and saw people like walking down their driveway, getting in their car, like moping. I think it was Monday morning too. So people like moping and get their coffee out. And I'm like, man, that's not a life to live. It's almost like a waste, in my opinion, of life. You work to live, but it really should be, the other way around. It should be not live to work, but it should be that your life and what you want to do should be take priority over obligations. And again, going back to what I said at the very beginning, when you have 3 choices to make: do nothing, do it yourself, or let me do it. You have those choices every day. You have the choice to change your life every single day, but it's only you can do that. So let's talk about just like what one of these businesses could be worth to you. Again, 10,000 a month. I've already shown how easy that is basically. And this is actually where I wanted to show something else as well. So if you've been in my newsletter secrets program, you've seen this. I've shared it in a couple other places as well. Something I call cumulative email list earning. This is the part of email. Hopefully you guys can see this. I'm going to try and zoom in because it is pretty dang small. There we go. This is the part of email that I love that a lot of people don't even really consider. The cumulative aspect of building an email list. I talked about earlier, the average monthly value of a subscriber. That's what this box is right here. It's thrown around in the marketing world. It's been thrown around actually for too long. It should be changed at this point for inflation. Maybe, I don't know. Been $1, meaning like every person on your email list, every subscriber on your email list should be worth $1 to you every month. So what I wanted to show was to be able to visually show you every single day that you add people to your email list, that affects your monthly earnings every single month. And again, this is taking like assuming that you don't lose any of these subscribers, which is a very, very bad assumption. You're not ever going to retain 100%. This is merely for demonstration purposes so that you understand the full potential an email business has and the scalability of it, because you can literally run it yourself, 99.9% automated. And you kind of just sit down at your desk and log in just to look at stuff. That's what I do every day. Excuse me, I do still send out newsletters for a couple of my businesses that I have interests in. I have other people do the stuff that I just don't really care about. So every day I'll log in and be like, okay, what did that one do yesterday? It's kind of like it's fun. You get to check. It's kind of like opening up your bank account and hoping there's more money in it. But this is more like, there's going to be more, but how much more? But it's in the aspect of subscribers, because your email list is an asset. And if you treat it the right way, you build that trust and rapport, which is a lot of people think like I can't build trust and rapport. They don't, they're not going to like me if I try to explain stuff. And like, you don't have to say, I don't sign my name on anything really, aside from what I'm sending to you and maybe 2 other businesses. Everything else comes from the blank.com team. What people are subscribing for is content. They're not subscribing to be your friend. They start trusting you unconsciously over time because you end up in their inbox over and over and you deliver content that is of interest to them. That's how you build trust and rapport. So don't be afraid of that phrase. The point of this cumulative email list spreadsheet is to show you the cumulative effect that building an email list every day has. Something I tell people in my other email courses is every day spent not building your email list is going to be a day that you regret a year from now. Because if you go, let me flip this over to the monthly tab. So this is month 1. A year from now, daily traffic, 100 visitors. I guess I don't have clicks on this one, but either way, that could be, 100 clicks. Let's say it's $50 a day. I mean, in the other case, it was 13 cents. So that's way less. But my point is, a year from now, if you just continued spending the same amount of money every month, putting people on your email list, in it, a year later, you would have 10,000, and this is a very, very, very bare minimum, 10,800 people. That's a $10,000 monthly income stream because of the cumulative effect. See how every month it increases because every month you're continuing to add more people to the existing subscriber base. So in this case, what I wanted to show here, move that right there. I went in and put the numbers in for the partner site that I showed, the 13 cents a click, 20% opt-in rate, daily traffic. So again, I really just adjusted this number until it got close to the right spend for yeah. So I adjusted this number to get it as close as I could to this monthly ad spend, which in this case, $300 a day. You definitely don't need that. And what I wanted to do was show you how fast you could actually build a $10,000 per month passive income stream. And it happens on day 22. That's, spending $300 a day. You do not have to spend $300 a day. Absolutely do not. There is no minimum. So don't ask me what the minimum is. Because I will tell you there is no minimum. There isn't just one traffic source. Dan Kennedy says always, 1 is the worst number in business. Don't ever, and this is just old school verbiage, don't ever put all your eggs in one basket. What if that basket disappears? Then you got to find a new basket. It's just easier to, understand how this all works, and then you can apply it anywhere. But I just wanted to show you kind of the cumulative aspect of this, and building an email list is, if you just stay dedicated and consistent and don't log in every day and want to change crap. People do that all the time. And then they come back to me a month later and be like, but I still haven't made any money. I'm like, well, you have no idea what's wrong because you go in every day and you switch stuff. You can't, that's not how this works. Profitable campaigns are never born. They are created one day at a time over the course of X number of days. And you've got to be able to analyze and optimize. So I'm getting ahead of myself in, all the little details like that I will be, going over. But so I wanted to show you that because it was kind of a good time. It's relevant to what this is. What is one business worth to you? Within, by day 22, and again, this is theoretically based on these numbers. This could be more, could be less. This could be more or less, same, what I was saying is based theoretically, you could hit 10 grand a month, which is 5 figures, on day 22. You could hit it way faster than that by spending more money or by improving some of these other numbers. All right. So one business, like I said, could be bare minimum 10K a month. The ceiling is the limit. There is no ceiling. These guys they're running email lists in the millions. I'm not going to get into the monetization stuff of it, but what I just told you, $1 per subscriber per month, you do the math on on $1 million or on a million person, 1 million subscriber email list. So like, how much would you pay to get that business? Something that even just makes $300 a day or 400 or 500. Like, you kind of makes you understand why partners are willing to just throw $10,000 in my lap, because it's literally an investment. And I can't call something an investment because I'm obviously not qualified at all or licensed or anything like that. But it's about as close as you could ever get in the online world to putting $1 in and watching the dollar grow over time. So you can see why it's a good deal at $99.97. That's what the partners are paying for the entire, for me doing it all. Basically, they're paying for me. They could build their own, lead capture site, squeeze page, thank you page, set up a few emails and run an ad campaign. What they are paying me for is my expertise and having me set up and manage the entire thing. So if this is a huge if, it's a huge if I ever take this to the general public, it will be no less than $19.97. But because you guys are here, if you're on this webinar, it's because you are a subscriber. I don't buy traffic for my internet marketing list. You found me in one of a number of, it could be a number of any organic areas, my blog, YouTube, Warrior Forum. I'm not, I've been on AdSkills podcast before. I've been on Cloudways webinars before as a host or as a guest teaching stuff. You might have found me that way, but I don't do any paid media. If you are on this webinar right now, it's because you are subscribed to my email list. So I truly want to thank you for that. It does mean a lot to me. Everything I've talked about today is exactly what I do. It's what I practice what I preach every single day. I don't think of you as just another number on my list. When I sit down and write an email, like the emails that got you on this webinar, I think of you as a human sitting across from me at a coffee shop and we're having coffee talking. And that's why I type the way that I type. I type as if I am talking to you. I'm not a good presenter. That's why I can't do the Russell Brunson perfect webinar stuff. Makes me sweat, makes me uncomfortable. I'm not a hardcore salesperson. Like, if you don't want it, you don't want it. If it's not the right time, it's not the right time. All I can do is present what I have to you. And if it's a good fit, awesome. So anyway, thank you so much for being a subscriber. It truly does mean a lot. That's why for anyone attending live today, you're actually going to get a $200 discount. And I'll tell you why. If you go to join.tripplegSystem.com, the price should be the price is $797. You can see that right here. Join.tripplegSystem.com, which then will just redirect you to this order form. I see Rick is on here. Hey, Rick. He joined earlier because he just knew right away it was for him. So that's what it looks like. After today though, so that what I was going to show you is that this countdown timer, this is over at 4 p.m. Central Time. You got a little less than 2 hours left to get your extra your extra $100 off. After this, it goes up to $897, and after that, $997, and then if I ever take it public, it will be $1997. So just for being on here live, this is not for anybody else. I'm not going to send an email out or with a replay link until after 4 o'clock. This is a real, genuine $100 bill, basically out of my pocket for you because I appreciate you. And again, there's only 30 spots. That is a real true number. I cannot handle any more than 30 people in this coaching group. I'm not going to do it. If I don't get 30, fine. Even better for me because I Time is something that I value more than anything because it's what results in money for me. The more time I put into something, the more money I make. That's just how I look at everything. So this says $8.97 again for the next hour 45 minutes. You can get it for $7.97 if you're on here live again. Nobody else will see this who is not on here live. They'll see this replay and they'll see that they missed $100 by not joining or by not attending live, but they're not going to have the opportunity to get that extra 100. It will be $8.97 for them, and then shortly after that, $9.97. So again, the link is join.tripplegSystem.com. So what's going to happen is this cart will be open. This, after an hour and 45 minutes, is going to redirect to the main order form. That order form will stay live until one of two things happens. One, I reach, if I fill all 30 spots, or two, the first coaching session starts, which is a week from now. And then, of course, like with all my products, 30-day guarantee. I just can't not offer a guarantee. Can't. So let me rephrase that. Something like the partner program, I cannot. There's no guarantee. There's no money back guarantee. I cannot offer a refund on my time. But that being said, I'm going to do everything in my power to deliver on what I promised, and usually way over deliver. So in this case, though, you're buying a train, you're buying a course. I'm going to offer a guarantee on that. If you go through it, even if it's day one, I don't care if it's day 29. If you go through it and you just realize, like, you know what, this just isn't for me, shoot me an email. I'll get you a refund. I don't hassle people. So again, join.tripplegSystem.com. That's what it looks like right there. Yeah. All right. Just a review again of everything you get. The quick start launch. Week 2 is the traffic blueprint. Week 3, email mastery. Week 4, growth hacks. Week 5, profit explosion. Week 6, advanced secrets. And the first bonus of the landing page templates, the high converting templates. Bonus 2, email templates and scripts. Total value over $13,000. And you can get it all for $7.97 if you hurry, or $8.97 starting at 4 p.m. Central Time. So now is the time for questions. Like I said at the beginning, I knew this wasn't going to be a very long actual presentation because I just can't go into a lot of the how-to stuff here, because I had just for the sake of privacy of my partners, and I got to protect my own interests as well. So now is the time for questions. I've got some sitting here waiting, but get them in now. And again, like I said, I've got all afternoon. I'm happy to stay here and answer anything that I can answer publicly. I will. In some cases, I might be able to email you privately and give you an answer if it's going to make or break your decision to join or not. I understand. So let me let's see, where are my questions at? All right. All right, here we go. So let me take a drink real quick. Rick said, ooh, so excited. Yeah. All right, first question, how much revenue did that one guy make on ClickBank? I honestly don't know. I don't have access to their ClickBank accounts. I cannot log in. What I have them doing, or what I'm going to have them do, because this was technically the first week that they ran that one, is send me kind of a report at the end of the weeks, just so that I know, like, this offer worked in this inside of this email. And maybe this one converted way better. We should focus on, more on that one, just so I have the data, but I cannot log into their ClickBank account. He didn't tell me, that email, what you saw is what I know as far as the ClickBank stuff. Uh, and if it makes 10K, it's cheap as potato chips. So yeah, thanks, Rick. Next question. Do you need any tracking tools for this, like volume, ClickMagick, etc.? Yes. So I'm going to recommend volume just because it's the only thing I use. You could probably, trying to think if you could use, you should be able to use ClickMagick. What you really want to be able to do is to determine what part of the ad campaign, what segment of the ad campaign is performing the best. So obviously you can cut out what isn't working and focus your ad budget on what is working. And in the ad network that I'm using there, they do all of that stuff for you, but there are a lot of segments. Like you, in the case of that ad network, you need volume or something similar to volume, like BMob or I don't know the other ones, but ones where you can granularly, you can look at everything on a granular level. You can do deep dives into very, very narrow segments of the campaign. That's the stuff they want to see, but they need you to use volume for them to be able to see it, because volume pulls in all of their data and then stores it as first party cookies on your site. That's the thing. New thing with volume now is with, all of the iOS stuff and cookieless tracking, they've come up with their own first party solution. So pretty sweet. Works really, really good. So I can see all the conversions on my end in volume, and I can also log in to the ad network and see everything, but then they can see all that stuff on their end too. So yes, volume is definitely what you need. And I don't want to say how much it is without just checking real quick, because I honestly don't even look. And that's been a long time since I've signed up. So let's see. They change prices, I feel like, all the time too. Definitely don't need business for $500 a month. Let's go to individual and monthly. It looks like you're at 89 a month. The minimum, you just need the small Discover plan, which is what they call it right now. 89 a month is all you need for that. All right. Next question. Is the only difference between the Triple G system and the partner program that the first is do it yourself and the latter done for you, or are there any other perks for the program? Yeah, so great question. I feel like the biggest, let me pull this over here so you can see it. I feel like the biggest benefit of the partner program is the ability to use what I call, it's a metaphor, is a subscriber store. Like, walk into my subscriber store and tell me how many subscribers you want to buy. It's the easiest way I can think of to explain what I'm doing. Because what I do is I ask my partners, what's your daily, weekly, monthly ad budget? And from there, I break it down and I send them the number of subscribers that they can afford to pay for on a daily basis. They don't have to think about everything I just said with volume. They don't mess with any of this. I set up this entire thing. I'm the one in there connecting it with the ad network, managing it day to day, checking up on it, making sure that everything is working properly. It's literally treated as an investment, like an asset to them. They are giving me the money and expecting a return on that money. Obviously, I cannot promise any return by a certain time, but the biggest benefit of this, in my opinion, is this what I call the subscriber store. So, where is it at? Yeah, right here. Private access to my subscriber store. Stop worrying about running paid advertising. You don't have to worry about bans, any of that stuff. Just walk right in anytime, any day. Tell me how many email subscribers you want to buy, and I'll gladly hand them over to you. That's where most people struggle. I feel like in coaching programs and courses is when the creator, the instructor will walk you through everything step by step, like in a campaign setup. And I do that all the time. And I also come back and do analyzation videos and show you what to look for and what to optimize. But I still feel like people are afraid to touch anything, or afraid not to touch anything, and then they ruin it. or they don't not if they don't ruin it, then they severely, hinder it from ever hitting where it could hit. That's what I wanted to take out of this equation. That's what the partner program basically is for. It's a way, if it's for people that have more money than time. That's one of the easy ways for me to explain it. If you have more money than time, then the partner program is going to be a better solution for you. If it's the other way around, then you probably want to get started at least with the coaching program. Like I said at the beginning, if you get into the coaching program and then decide like later on that you are interested in one of the 5 remaining, which at that time could be less. I'm going to push those pretty hard next week because I'm caught up at this point with the other 5. If there's one remaining, if you want to secure it, let me know and I'll work out something with you to take the price of this off of that investment. All right. Hey, Rob. Rob says, awesome. Dustin just picked it up. Great to have you, Rob. Here's a good question. How does this work for people outside the USA? Exactly the same as people inside the USA. As far as I know, I can't speak for the ad networks themselves because that's going to vary because there's so many countries in the world that maybe they won't allow you to use their ad network. I don't know. I can't speak to whether or not you'll be allowed to run traffic at this one and not that one or whatever. As far as the system itself, you can do this from anywhere. There are no restrictions. Like we are going to focus running on in the United States only because that's where the majority of our target audience is. But again, like I said, the way that this system works and why it works can be taken, extracted, and applied to other niche markets. You just got to make a few tweaks so that it makes sense to the people you're going after. But other than maybe people outside of the US, it's going to come down to ad networks and also like products you want to promote. If like ClickBank, if ClickBank will allow you to have an account, you'll likely be okay with the ad network. And there are other ad networks and other affiliate accounts or affiliate networks that you can use. But just realize that you are going to be, if you're going to follow my system to a T, it's going to be targeting US traffic. So that's going to be kind of the only thing, because I know there are ad networks that have traffic mostly outside of the US. That's not going to be beneficial to you if you want to follow this exactly how I'm going to show it. Next question. Can you use Volume DSP? So you can, but only for another month. So earlier, I think it was earlier this week or last week. I don't know. My days are all messed up. They sent an email out. I just got out of the blue and I didn't even know about it. And I'm pretty close with some of the reps, some of the people over there. They are closing Volume DSP at the end of June. So they're kind of slowly, letting people phase themselves out with their campaigns. Like it sucks because it would have been a great place to add on another, another stream of traffic from, because there's so much of this traffic available in those native networks inside of Volume DSP. But is what it is. You can still go direct with networks that are inside of, with each one of those networks that are inside of Volume DSP though. Kind of on a side note, if you do have money, like a balance in Volume DSP, contact them because they are able to transfer that over to a usable something. You can use Zero Park. Zero Park's owned by Volume as well. That ad network is like push traffic, push ads, and pop-ups. They'll let you transfer that balance from there over so that you can at least use it somewhere. If you don't let them know where to transfer it, it's just gonna kind of get, I don't know what they're going to do with it. Have a party at the end. I don't know. Another good question here from Rick. During and after the boot camp, how many hours per day needed? So I actually didn't think about this because the partner program, I'm just doing it all myself. But so the the coaching program itself is 6 weeks, one coaching session every Friday for 6 weeks. Those will typically be anywhere from 2 to 3 hours, depending on how much content and how many questions I have. Excuse me. Hours per day after that. After your initial setup, see, the initial setup is going to take you the most time. After that, it's maintenance. So it's sending an email, one email a day. It's logging into your ad networks and looking at your campaigns and adjusting things. And then after that, it's going to be looking for prospects for different ways to monetize your email list. So finding advertisers or finding affiliate products. At the most, I would say no more than 2 hours. Probably likely one is enough. Once you start getting in the flow of how this works, I can sit down and I can basically each day that I need to, I sit down on my desk and I cover all of my email businesses in less than an hour because I've just done it so many times. I know where I need to go, what I'm looking for, where I need to take that stuff, and how I need to kind of finish that task. So it's going to be new initially. It's going to take a little bit longer, but once you understand the daily, the day-to-day stuff, you'll kind of get into a routine. All right, only got one more question here. So guys, if you got any more questions, get them in. I still have plenty of time. There's nothing else that I'm going to be sharing or revealing here. You're welcome to leave the webinar. Again, it is recorded. I will shoot out the recording just so that people can see it. It's possible that 30 spots will be taken by then. I don't know. But anyway, a couple more questions just popped in, but I don't want to say last call for questions, but I also don't want to sit here and just look at the screen. So get your questions in if you got them. Another question, what are the other expenses in the coaching? So it's going to be the basic, the usual marketing business type stuff. So you don't necessarily have to use ClickFunnels or a page builder. I do. So, the templates I have are created in ClickFunnels. If you have ClickFunnels, you'll get my ClickFunnels share link immediately popped right into yours. There are ways you can take mine and use it as HTML, or you can convert it to, something else. But the basics are domain name, hosting, email service provider, and tracking. Those are going to be, your main ones. So you will need like a private email box. I use Namecheap for my domain names. At the same time, I always buy a private mailbox with that domain name. It's like $10 a year for the mailbox. When I say mailbox, I mean like DustinMcGroarty.com is the domain. And I'll set up like support@DustinMcGroarty.com as the email that you're using to send emails and receive them from. Other than that, though, those are the main expenses. Next question. I missed the webinar. I just joined. Will there be a replay? Yep, it's being recorded. I will send it out probably later tonight. I'm waiting until after this 4 p.m. Deadline, so that only people that attended live will truly get the extra $100 discount. You're already going to get another $100 because in an hour and 25 minutes, this is going to jump up to $897. And then shortly after that, it's going to jump to $997. And then after it closes, $1997, if I ever even open it again. So, but yeah, I'll send an email out probably later tonight with a link to that replay. All right, Rick, have a good night. We'll see you later. Next question. Will you be looking at the landing page of people and results? Hey, Jen, I'm not sure if you're asking like if I'll look at your landing page and your results and offer advice, or if I'll be showing somebody else's. Kind of just if you're still there, let me know what you're asking so I can make sure I give you the right answer. Next question. This is the last one. Again, I'm going to stay here as long as we need to. So keep asking questions. Next question here, which email service provider do you use normally, or is it multiple? So Aweber is my go-to. I don't want to type, I'm trying to try and pull it up, but I don't really need to. Aweber, so AWEBER.com. I think you can start out with a professional account for 19, 20 bucks a month, up to 500 subscribers. It's usually them or Active Campaign. Those are kind of my two that I've stuck with over the years. I've been with Aweber for a long time. My dad's had an Aweber account for a gardening business since like 2005. I've had my own since like 2010 or 11 or 12. I don't know. I've had an Active Campaign account since 2018. They're really, really good for more like automation type stuff and CRM stuff, but they're both good. Just kind of, you don't need both. You only need one. I like Aweber, but honestly, like with this niche, it's not one of those niches that's going to throw up, red flags with the ESPs. I've man, I totally forgot about my, I'll have to talk about that later on, but that's another bonus is my email newsletter swipe file, which I'm currently fixing so that you can actually use it. Inside of there, I see people using MailChimp, like, Constant Contact, iContact, like anything that sends an email to somebody is enough. It doesn't need to be anything fancy. All right. Hey, Jen. So yeah, give advice. Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to do like live, if you'll let me do a live, whatever you call it, critique, I guess is the best way to put it, of your site and your results. That's going to be beneficial to everybody. And so I would do that. If you want to keep it private, that's fine. Just email me and I'll offer, suggestions and advice anytime. But if you're willing, you'd be willing for me to show it live on the screen and then critique and give advice, suggestions, that'd be awesome. Next question, are you going to do a live case study of you building out a site from scratch and making money using this method? Probably not. So I'm going to be building out an entire thing and setting it up, and you're going to see parts of it in the live process of sending an email and potentially seeing results come in. But again, there's only what I'm going to be building is it's part of the partner program to an extent. So it's kind of hard for me to explain here, but I'll explain it more in the coaching program. So not necessarily a full case study with starting from scratch, complete setup, paying for traffic, getting subscribers, and making more money than I spent. I'm probably not going to take it out that far just because I can't. I can't publicly, or even really I can't with those 30 people because of how it's tied into the partner program has stuff worked into the back end, which is why I'm also willing to invest so much of my time into building these, is that I'm building my own brand that it's not shown anywhere on here. I'm building my own brand behind all 10 of these sites. So there's areas of privacy that I just can't reveal. I guess is the best way to put it. Next question, what time of day will the trainings be? So it'd be the same as today. I wish I could pick a time that works for everybody, but just because there's people from all over the place, I just can't. Everybody's got different schedules. I totally understand that. Plus, there are times of day that I'm not in the right mind to be presenting and delivering material. I'm in relaxation mode usually come 4 o'clock or something. So they will be it's going to be in the afternoon Central Time in the US. So 1 or 2 p.m. Central Time, probably same as today, 1 p.m. But again, they will be recorded. What I'll end up doing probably after the first week, after we have one recording available, I'll create just a little members area to host all of the 6 recordings and then any resources I provide. That way everybody has a place to kind of go to watch the replays and come back to them, a year from now or whatever, and download the resources and stuff. So you'll get all that as well. Next question, Andrew, I just joined. Great to have you, Andrew. What should I expect until the first training. So I guess what you're asking is like, should anything be happening between now and next Friday? Like I said, I might end up doing some kind of a quick start. What I'm thinking now, what I'll probably do is do an overview video for all the coaching students, so I can get that out of the way ahead of time. You can watch that, and then Friday's quick start launch, we can just focus on all of our time on that. That's that's probably what you can expect, Andrew, is going to be an overview video of this entire system, start to finish, and just have to try to figure out how I can do that with like a real example. But it's, sometime between now and next Friday, hopefully before Friday morning. So like, I want you to be able to watch it, give you enough time to watch it ahead of time before the session on Friday. Yeah, no problem. All right. Any other questions? I got an empty Q&A box here, so I'm going to kind of do a last call here. We're slowly losing some people. I know a bunch of people have joined. Every time I get a Stripe sale, my watch goes off, so I have no idea how many there are. But I know a bunch of people joined already, and they've said it in the box. So kind of a last call for questions, and just a reminder, this $100 extra $100 discount is going away in 1 hour and a little bit more than 18 minutes. So you come back here after 4 p.m. today, this page will redirect you automatically to the main order form, which will then be $897. And that one is not going to stay at $897 for very long, maybe a day. So I can give a couple people that I know just could not do anything today a chance to at least get $897 instead of $997. So that was kind of your final warning. So if there are no more questions, I want to thank all you guys for being on here live. I really do appreciate it. I know it's a weekday in the middle of the day. I appreciate you making the sacrifice and taking time out of your day to do it. Some of you I know are all over the world, different times. Really, really, really appreciate it. Thank you very much for being here. I will send an email out as soon as the recording is available and ready for you to see. And so I will talk to you then. All right, guys, have a good weekend.